CF2, and nobody really wanted to talk to us because we don't own anything, so outside of a little bit of used equipment. So yeah, I don't expect an issue there.
What kind of interest rates are you expecting for that line of credit?
It's pretty reasonable. It was 1% or 2 over prime, I think. I mean, it was pretty good, because it's basically guaranteed money. So.
Tell us a little bit about the Peninsula College's program for this fall. Have the classes are full, are moving through.
Yeah. So on the senior side, so those returning back, it looks pretty good. So they've got a pretty full group there. Pretty light on the freshman side, as I understand it. So 4 or 5, maybe something like that. That's the last I heard. So we need to do some recruiting there, and that's the purpose of the open house and the other pieces that are out there that Jill's working on. So I think we just need to talk it up more. More people hear about it. I mean, it's such a beautiful facility, so much better than what was at the the Lincoln Center, and that was nice. I mean, please don't take that negatively, but I'm just saying this is state of the art, full display screens, beautiful computers, all the CNC machine, multi-axis head. I mean, you can't get this other places. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Is anyone from the CRTC on local career and technical education advisory boards? Every school, for their basically vocational trainings, whether they have engineering, tech, or welding, or whatever that vocational program is, that is now a requirement for kids to take those courses to graduate. Each school is required to have a CTE advisory board, and so that is, I would think, a really easy way to be able to access those potential students in the future, so that they know about your program, but then also so that they are in the high schools, they are teaching the base skills that would be needed for those kids to progress into a career around composite recycling.
Yeah, so I know Jill's connected in with the CTEs. I mean, we're very open to being a part of that, and I've offered that to her as she goes out.
Those boards are businesses. Those are supposed to be filled with business owners, not educators.
Okay.
So it would be more on the CRTC side, and it's once a quarter that they meet.
Okay. Where would you say is the best place to get plugged in there to help out?
Mark Jackson is the superintendent of Port Angeles schools. He could connect you, and I'm very familiar with Swim High School and their programs. They have engineering tech programs.
Right.
They would love to have more input from up and growing career choices.
Sure. Okay, I'll capture that as an action. Good thought. Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Questions?
I have one more. So you have a high performance sporting piece of equipment and a potential contract with a major supplier. Will they have a non-compete clause for that product, or are you thinking you'll supply to them, they'll have it branded and licensed, and then you'll do a different version direct retail, or would the next product be direct retail, some other product line?
Yeah. So no, in terms of exclusivity.
Okay.
So they already are in the space and are very successful in the space selling similar products.
Okay.
So our hope is that we would have a value proposition that would be compelling at the price point that we're offering. That remains to be seen.
Okay.
Right. But it would be a product that would be competitive in the space. In terms of the next version, thinking about that in the roadmap, but I want to get out with the first one first.
Sure.
Yeah. I think in something like this, it's important to have a view as to where you want to go, but make sure you're putting all your energy into this first one. We got to get this right, and there's just too many things that I don't know to be trying to distract and move into other products. And I've seen people kind of take and move that energy over there, and then they don't get the first one right, and then they've lost all momentum, and then they try to get the second one out and they've damaged their reputation. So we're going to get the first one right, but we certainly got a view to other things that we think we can do in the next generation. Whether that goes back to this distributor or not, I don't know. It's going to depend on their performance. If they hit it out of the park, then no reason why we wouldn't probably come back around with the next version. But We'll see.
But will they, I guess my question is, whether they say they hit it out of the park
Yeah.
with this product.
Yeah.
Can you rebrand that same product and sell it direct retail, that same
Could.
product line? Okay.
Could. I'd have to give that a lot of
Okay.
thought. You know, I think in a relationship like
Yeah.
this, we're counting on them
Yeah.
to really go out and drive the market. Because we're not gonna have enough money to really
Yeah.
establish a brand very well.
Mhm.
And if I was to then take that product and take the same product and sell it myself, I think I would erode
Right.
our
Yeah.
capability with that. But if I come out with a new product and they haven't done as well as what I would hope, then we'll either find a new channel, and it could be our own, or it could be another partner.
Okay.
And they understand that, and
Yeah.
we've been upfront about that.
Yeah. Okay.
I think there's opportunity for generational products, I really do. I just wanna get this one right, and then I think it'll open up some space.
Moving forward, I'm almost most intrigued by the relationship between the CRTC and Peninsula College.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, besides a pipeline of trained workers,
Yeah.
how you see the CRTC taking advantage of that relationship over the course of time.
Yeah. Well, I think, certainly the opportunity to bring students into the area, I think is a big one. I think we can recruit from outside of the area and bring people in. I think that's important when people see kind of the capability, not only of the program, but of the CRTC. The workforce training is a big piece, but I think what people saw at CAMEX was kind of this neat opportunity to stay connected with us, to know about what was happening from those graduates. There's not a lot of people that graduate out that have that kind of capability that can move into a manufacturing space. Most of if you look at a Torre, most of the people that they're hiring in Tacoma never have done composites before, and now they have to get scaled up, they have to learn what it is, how to do it, how to do layup, how to do QC, and yet people coming out from this program instantaneously know that. I mean, that is a big bonus, I think, and to be able to have access to that, we get a lot of calls, people want to know about that, so, again, I want to see more people in that program. I mean, it really will help, and the more we advertise, do newspaper, whatever, I think the college has a really unique opportunity there, for sure.
One other question
Please.
is, I know that I was CC'd on an email from, Dr. Tony Wasp from the University of Washington, the Dean of
Okay.
Engineering there
Yeah.
at the college. And he was excited about, the CRTC receiving the 1.73 million
Yes.
for composite equipment,
Mhm.
processing equipment.
Yep.
Do you foresee an opportunity to purchase equipment that the universities, like the University of Washington, may be able to use as well, lease from you for a particular research grant they may have? And is that going to be potentially able to work, or are your two areas of interest too diverse?
No, absolutely. I think we're very open to all of that. I think the other thing he was very interested in was the students being able to come over, work on their thesis and the like, learn from some of our leaders as well. So I think there's good collaboration opportunity. But absolutely, already have had some discussions for maybe some research that they're working on, that they want to port some pieces out. There can be things we're working on that we need to port to them, because they've got some test equipment that we won't have. So same with WSU. So I think there's good collaboration in the whole space. Yeah. It's amazing when you get money, a lot of people want to talk with you. So
Yeah.
it's good.
And I understand that the UW's composite lab is only 2,000 square feet. And so it's really limited, and so ours looks like a fabulous candy store of,
Yeah.
opportunity
Yeah.
to process engineering folks.
Absolutely, yeah, and they've given us some insight into kind of their wish list of what they would like to see for equipment. So we're trying to marry that up with some of the things that we think we're going to need, and if we can do both, it would be ideal.
Great.
Yeah, because
Fabulous.
they're getting good money. I mean, they're
Yeah.
getting lots of grants as well, so it's a good opportunity for sure.
And having them in our community and
Absolutely.
seeing the opportunities
Absolutely.
is nothing but great for our community.
Absolutely, same with WSU. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
excited about that. Yeah. Great. Well, thank you so much. Really appreciate the time and the support as always, and look forward to being back for the Q4 review and be able to talk about the product.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.